And this is obviously a difficult situation with the black being tied up, so
90.
you just have to keep popping up and down for the blue, but very important that he keeps top side of the blue.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's got the angle to play on the red above the black to try and free the black open here, nudge the red away from the black, if the black goes in the corner pocket. But as you say, it's a difficult table at the minute and he's working hard for all these points.
That's the first thing you do, isn't it, Rian? You look to see where the black is. You know, many opportunities when you get into the table, your eyes get automatically drawn to where's the black and what do I need to do. It looks as though he's played that nice. There's a slight grimace on his face, but if the black goes into the right hand pocket, he needs to be moving the left hand red, but certainly doesn't appear that way, so it looks as though he's going to have to go back up for the blue again.
26.
That's gone wrong.
Yeah, it's gone wrong, but he's sort of landed okay on the blue. He could have been a lot worse. With the red going up by the blue, he hasn't got a lot to do with the cue ball.
I'll tell you what, Rian, that's confidence of a 12 times world champion for you there. I'd have been terrified and played safe there, but yeah, you're quite correct.
31.
Similar shot coming up, but into the pocket, but he's going to have to just pull the white across, float it across the table if he wants to, but it looks as though he's going up for possibly the pink. No, he isn't. He's cued down on it. A little bit of a stretch there, but nevertheless, it's a good start. 31 points on the board. But it's very important in it, first frame, to get used to the table, used to the surroundings, and get the speed of it.
Yeah, definitely. Even though Pete was struggling in position a couple of times there, but he had the chance to hit through the ball and get the right side of the blue and get that cue arm going. But obviously he's left. I don't know if he's left this red for Gary to have a go at.
Thank you. 1.
And he did, and he's actually had a nice little flick on the green. Perfect angle on the pink to come down for the reds.
Yeah, I think this is one area that Gary's got to do well. He's got to score. Peter, very, very impressive when he won the UK Seniors title earlier on this year. He did score very well throughout the tournament, and that just shows you an example of getting used to the table. It's the first frame.
7.
You're not sure how it's going to play. You're not sure of the speed. You're not sure how the white's going to react. So these are all shots that players will put into the memory banks, use it for later on in the match and think, well, I've got to aim a little bit higher on the white or a little bit lower.
Gary Filtness, 7.
A lot to think about as a snooker player, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the things I said to Maria when she asked me a little bit of advice. I was like, keep your cueing. If you over hit the ball, you know you've hit the ball well. It's just that you have to adjust position on the white ball. Sometimes it reacts a little bit different to her table because she's not used to these match conditions. So sometimes it's not your cueing, it's your position on the cue ball. So that's the main thing. As long as you know you've cued the ball well and you pot it, you've always got the next shot to play.
Obviously a fantastic achievement getting enrolled into the Hall of Fame. Rian, you must be very, very proud for you and your family.
Yes, thanks Mike. Yeah, it's something I never expected. No inkling of that was going to happen, so it was a nice message to wake up to. But yeah, I really appreciate and honoured, of course, and obviously alongside Alison as well. We do our best to promote women in snooker and women in sport, and hopefully many more to come.
Peter just having a little walk around the side of the table there, because he may be tempted into this in the bottom right hand pocket. I think he was just checking to see if he puts the white to the left hand side of the table what he would be leaving. And there's the other option that he's looking at. Ideally if he could get it near the brown with a white for a safety shot. He's shaking his head, so may force himself into this. I think with it being the first frame, sensible.
Yeah, when I've seen these two draw each other, I expected a lot of really good safety play, a lot of caginess. But as you say earlier, I think Pete has the upper hand in the break building department. He's going to be the heavier scorer. But if Gary can settle down and put Pete under a little bit of pressure, then
Foul.
he might have more of a chance.
Peter line's full.
Well, as you can see by that shot, very unfortunate. Fair play for Gary. Threw all the eggs in one basket there. He knew that he was bringing the black into play, of course. Thought it was worth the risk, but very unlucky to going off as well there. Didn't deserve that. Wow, what an excellent shot from Peter there. And he didn't play it as a shot to nothing, did he, really?
No, he looks really comfortable out there. He looks like he's confident in his ability out there, his cue action. So he's obviously played it with a lot of confidence and stayed on the blue. Nice long pot. He seems to have settled down really quick, doesn't he, Mike?
Yeah, that's experience of playing here. He's been at this great venue a few times now. And of course, when you've won a title, he's won the World Seniors and he's won the UK Seniors. It gives you that confidence. It sometimes helps you when you're walking through the players' room and you're walking past the other players to say, look, I've won this event before. You know, I'm the man to beat.
Yeah, when you win events, not just matches, when you win events, you know that feeling and that pressure, and you know how to handle it. So it's a little bit different knowing that you can win events than just win matches. And that's why most people that win events win multiple events.
Oh, fantastic plant there from Peter. A little bit disappointed he's under-hit that. He wanted to be ideally on the green, so he's got to be very careful. Nice little tickle shot behind the yellow.
Peter line 7.
That's not bad. He's got the snooker. That's all that matters here, so nice little lead, 35 in front. For anybody watching the games, this is the key area, isn't it? You notice Gary's walking down the table there to see where he, you know, what he wants to leave, what he doesn't want to leave, I should say.
Yeah, you always think I can just land on the one that's closest to the cushion, but he might leave it into the middle, and there's colours waiting if he does leave a chance. So he's trying to play the glancing shot here.
Foul. And a miss. Peter line's full.
Andy Yates, today's referee. Been on the professional circuit for many, many years. So we're in good hands today. Take 2 for Gary, and he'll learn a lot off the first try. Yeah, very well played. It's almost first attempt's a gauge, isn't it, Rianne? And then you know what you need to do on your second.
Yeah, those sort of shots you always expect to miss the first one or two, but you always normally err on the edge of thin. And he went a little bit too wide the first shot, and he adjusted really well. They're really tough shots to gauge, especially off 2 cushions with side. he was sort of forced into taking that one on there because playing safe off that red or the little cluster in the middle, he had to avoid the black on each one. He didn't want to catch a double kiss or anything like that, so he sort of forced into that. It wasn't too bad a strike. He played it with confidence actually, so obviously he's feeling good out there as well.
Maybe forced into this one as well, looking at it. Ideally left hand side of the red if he can, off 2 cushions and back up, but he's got to get this right. A little bit thick. That's why it's sent the red across to the other side of the table, but he's okay. And he has left an opportunity for Peter, but by no means an easy one. Excellent win for Gary Filtness in his first round. Former UK Seniors champion Michael Judge. That is all here to the early hours of the morning. But he did play very well in the match. Credit where credit's due. So he's in good form. And that was close. It was a good effort. Trying to hit it with a bit of top spin to come out for the black. Well, this really is a good opportunity for Peter to close this first frame.
One.
Just finished a little bit in between there. Would have ideally liked to have been high on the blue. A little bit down the table for the pink, but instead he's had to drop the blue in. Now he's got a tough pot coming up. It just shows you them few inches do make a huge difference.
6.
Yeah, that's a good part, knowing he was the wrong side of the blue and forced himself into having to take that on. But also a little bit easier knowing you've got a decent lead and only need a few more pots to win the first frame. Again, he's just landed this slightly awkward. You just want an easy positional shot just to get over the line, but he keeps landing a little bit awkward, doesn't he, Mike?
Yeah, and of course he may choose to put a colour on the cushion here. Possibly do something. He's going to go behind the yellow. Might have had an opportunity there to maybe put the yellow on the cushion and get the QB ball behind the brown. It was an option, but I think he's going to be a little bit disappointed with that. He hasn't quite got the, or has he? I think he has got the cover just.
Yeah, thank you.
Very unlucky to catch the pink there, but played a good swerve shot, and it's all about how high you can get the back of the cue in the air, isn't it? Obviously you don't want to hit it too hard either, because it can push the ball offline. You need to hit a nice pace to get it around an object ball. But once again, another opportunity for Peter.
Thank you. 1.
So he's still chasing a colour. There's 51 on the table. Peter could do with another colour. And ideally anything from blue and above. Looks like black safe, up to balk.
Peter lines 1.
Yeah, clever shot.
This is what I was saying is earlier, they got a lot of experience out there. I don't think either player will be pushing the boat out too much and forcing the issue. They got great knowledge of the table.
Oh, that was very close, and Peter had a huge amount of right hand side on the cue ball there, because the last thing he wanted to do was to bring that black into play, and it was a natural angle to move it off the red. As you can see, as it hits the cushion, it just checked a little bit and changed the line of the cue ball. So Gary could do with high colours, like I say. With blacks, there'd normally be 51 points on the table. Gary's 47 behind. So he can afford to take a blue, certainly on the first one.
One. Six. Gary Filtness 6.
Yeah, that was tough. Always very, very difficult playing from a cushion. He knew how to put pace into it. Peter just making sure of the red. So now Gary Filtness is at the snooker's required stage.
Three. Thank you. Four. Eight. Ten.
Although you know that you've won the frame, it's always nice to clear the table, because you always feel better going back to your chair knowing that you haven't missed a pot, and you feel comfortable out there going into the next frame.
30.
So he'll be looking to clear these and keeping his cue arm going. But he looks really confident out there. I think he looks really good today.
17.
Yeah, I agree. Sends a nice strong message as well to your opponent.
22. 28. On the frame.
And in
Peter
goes the
Lyon.
pink, and it's the current UK Seniors champion. Takes the first frame. Peter Lyons leads 1-0.
Thank you. Frame 2. Peter Lyons to break.
So I imagine frame 2 will be very similar to the first one. For Gary Filtness fans, let's hope Gary's doing the scoring. Huge experience out there, as we've said. It's just gone a little bit awkward enough for Peter to be given a problem on this red. He might not even go for it. Just makes things a little awkward with that red being over the yellow pocket, or near the yellow pocket I should say. So Peter's got to be careful here. Once again, very, very good pot. Where's the cue ball going? Yeah, well done. And there you see it, straight down the other end of the table. That's what you've got to do. No point standing in one spot, admiring your shot. You've got to get moving around the table. If you're not sure, have a little walk.
I think he's just landed a little bit too straight on this, so all he can do is keep the white quite close to the cushion, I think. So he needs to get a nice angle on the next colour. It's not a bad effort actually. He's got a red at the bottom of the pack he can play on here. But again, it's a little bit awkward with the black and the pink, so he needs to make sure he gets on a nice angle on the red, either to open the reds up or get back up on the blue or bulk colours. That was a really nice shot, really well cued. Again, important in break building is that you get the right side of the blue. There's a red at the bottom of the pack he can play on here.
Seven.
Yeah, as you can see, he's just lost it, and unfortunately for Peter, that was the key shot, because he would have had to go into the pack of reds if he wanted to continue the break. So it was very important there. He got the right angle on the blue. I'm not sure what else he can do from here. Got a few options. He could take a colour, open the reds. He could just play safe. It just depends what he wants to do, but I think the sensible shot is to drop that cue ball behind the brown where he was looking.
Yeah, I like that shot because I think it may force Gary into playing a thick safety shot, which will open the reds up. Whereas if you'd have played in the middle of the bulk cushion, left a slight edge sticking out, the balls will stay tight together then. So I think he's trying to force Gary into opening the reds.
Well done, Rian. That's what happens when you get in the mind of a world champion. Always on the attack, wanting the opponent to do all the hard work for you. You absolutely called that 100%. It's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, that was a chance there for Peter, but he decided to play with a little bit of drag, and you really have to cue them with authority. Even though you're playing a drag shot, you still need to get through the ball, and he just lost the cue ball there with a little bit of side, I think, there, Mike, didn't he?
Yeah, and that was the first long ball he's actually missed, I think, over that distance. A little bit of pressure on Gary there from that shot. So, again, Peter's got take 2 into the bottom left-hand corner. I think you are right. Unless you hit them shots extremely pure with drag on, by slowing the ball down, it's hard. So you might punch this in a bit more. And there's a better result from it. Once again, very good long pot.
No.
He played that well. He could have actually screwed in between them both.
60.
Maybe he's played a bit of both there, trying to get through the gap and at the same time the cannon on the way through, but nevertheless he played it well.
70.
Now these next few shots are very important. You've got to get an angle off this red after this blue to go into the pack. So blue, red with an angle on the black. Big shot coming up.
Yeah, he's just looking at it now. I'm not sure if there's a plant right at the bottom
22.
of the pack as well, which would take the pressure off a little bit, because he wouldn't have to play any sort of cannons. It would open the reds up if that is a plant after this red here. So it's not vital that he gets an angle on the black to split the reds in the next shot.
23. Peter lines 23.
Yeah, I think the black wasn't the bad shot, it was the red. He just underhit it, didn't come across the table enough. So it made the black a little bit difficult playing with a little bit of side, so just pushed the white into the black a little bit there. But he's got away with that one.
Yeah, I think you were right about the, I missed it, the plant. It possibly was on, and it was almost as though the disappointment of not getting on the black. He just seemed to get down and it was a little bit of a nonchalant shot, just get down and hit it really. Should have just given it that little bit more time and care. Often you see players with the disappointment of the shot that's been played, not given the one afterwards with the consideration it deserves, and he did seem to play that extremely fast.
As you can see by Gary, there's a little bear on tour. It's for Gary's friend's daughter, Phoebe, who's not very well, and they're carrying the bear around, having the picture taken. So that's a little gesture for the little girl out there. So I hope you get better soon. Yeah, I think Gary chose to play that red because I think he thought if he played off the pack he was pushing the red towards the corner pocket. But I'm not sure, has he left this red at the bottom of the pack?
It's tight, and the worst thing you can do sometimes is talk yourself into thinking it goes when it doesn't. We're going to find out though. Well, it did go, and he played it very well, right in the heart of the pocket. Now he's got the angle on the blue if he wants to. I wouldn't suggest he hits these too hard. Again, there could be a possibility of a ball going towards the pocket, but we'll see. Well, he chose not to. You have to, unless the bottom of that little cluster might be available into the centre pocket. So that's possibly why he hasn't gone into them.
Seven.
.48 points in front, 67 on the table, so a little bit of work to do. That's unfortunate, I think. I think the black's stopping the red from going at the bottom left. So a good safety, yeah, you can see it doesn't go. So a good safety shot needed here, but ideally he would like to get a red onto a cushion at the same time. He's almost got to guard the lead, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate. He just put all his focus on the pot there and hoping to be on one. He was unlucky, but yeah, I thought he could have pushed the two reds in the middle of the table, played the white up by the yellow and pushed the red on the cushion level with the pink maybe, but I think he might have left Gary a gap here to get to this red. That was a really good pot, played it with loads of check side to square the white up to avoid the reds. He's actually not landed too bad on the blue. Again, just need to focus on the pot, and I think natural course to land on a red. Be unlucky not to land on a red anyway.
Pink. Got it, Filtness.
Yeah, as you could see there, that was pressure. That was a big shot there. He had to go for it. Again, he could have took blue as well as an option, but he chose the pink. Really, that should be the end of the frame.
Yeah, Gary's not had too much table time, and when he has had a chance, they've only been half chances, and he's made little errors, but they've made a big impact on the frame because Peter's always been in control and he's always been behind when he's made the mistake, so it's let Peter in and try and finish the frame off.
8. Peter lines 8.
Well, it wiped its feet, but it didn't go in. 59 points. 51 points on the table, I should say. 60 behind. And he's in a snooker.
Four.
And 4 away, and the frame.
Conceded. Frame Peter lines.
Peter Line so far, dominant start to the match, leads 2 frames to 0. We also agree he hasn't done a great deal wrong either. Obviously this is best of 5. It is vital Gary Filtness wins this frame.
Another great long pot from Peter. A little bit unlucky to catch the red, but he's still got a shot on this blue. But his long game is really on point today, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it's definitely been the strength of his performance today. He has been putting the hours in. Another fantastic shot on the blue. He has told me he's been working hard for this. He's also, Peter, doing a lot of running.
6.
Him and Oliver, his son, have been training for a half marathon, he's told me, so a pair of them have been pounding the streets in Leeds. Peter, of course, plays, anyone who knows him, a lot of football. I noticed a picture on Sarah, his beautiful wife's Facebook the other day of Peter winning a medal, football trophy. Very, very sporting family, the Lyons family.
40.
Yeah, I was speaking to Sarah earlier and she said she's grateful that this is the first year in a few years that not one Lyons has been in Q school, so she's got a nice relaxing May to spend. But yeah, it's good to see them both on tour, as you say. Really talented family, and wish them all the best.
Peter Lyons, 40.
Yeah, it's quite incredible really that I think Jeff and Neil Folds was the last father and son players on the tour, and it's taken so long for these two. You'd think there'd be more father and son combinations, but certainly the level that Peter and Oliver play at is very rare to come by. Peter's other son Leo, who knows, we might have 3 of them on the tour. Peter will be in his 70s, mind, but it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, we'd be happy with that, Rian, won't he? That goes in, 4 away, but look where it's landed.
I did say that Pete had a good knowledge of the table and he used it all there, but no, yeah. It's always nice to see when you see the jangle of the pocket coming over the bulk cushion. See, same shot, see? All the experience in the world.
Yeah, he's tried the same shot back. Very good. Done really well. Gary had a major back operation. Gary Filtness did. He was telling us all how he struggled for years. It's great to see him out there looking so fit and well. And he's enjoying his snooker again. And he did play well in his first round match. I will give him credit for that. And you could see that if your body is able to do it, you can put the hours in and practice.
Yeah, another thing about Gary, he loves his coaching as well. He hangs about with Stuart Bingham, helps Stuart out, but he also helps a few of the ladies as well. So he's a good advocate for ladies snooker, and he supports the girls really well, and it's good to see. We need that support. We need to be pushed out there and all the help we can get out, because it's not easy for women to pick up a cue and be confident in playing against the men, and he helps them in along those lines as well as on the table.
Yeah, totally agree. And I mean, why is that? Is it a confidence thing sometimes for a lady to go into a snooker club? I guess that's more often than not full of men. It's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, sure, it's a little bit intimidating. Obviously, as the years go on, it's getting less and less, thankfully. But I was lucky enough that I had 2 older brothers and all their friends, and I started on the snooker scene quite early, so I had a lot of support from the male, and I was used to the male presence, if you want to say that. But yeah, we're just working on it, getting snooker out there for the girls and the women, new and old, and hopefully in years to come we can be here playing in our tournaments.
Good little smile there from Gary. I think he knows that he's got Peter in a bit of trouble. So nice and simple. One cushion and just try and nestle into the side of the pack. The black should give him the cover over the corner should he need it. And has he given him the cover? It looks as though he has, unless it can squeeze past, but he may have left something in the left hand pocket. If he has, he's been very unlucky. As you can see, maybe half a ball to get past there. I don't think that's on, but Gary's having a good look.
Yeah, if he doesn't quite go, he's thinking, can I flick it in with a little bit aside? But then I think you lose control of the white ball and not sure where it's going to land, can into other red, so I think it's just the safety shot. Try and get it tight on that ball cush, because it's a little bit awkward down here now if he covers the left hand side of the reds. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad shot. That's a good shot there from Gary.
Wonderful, what an absolutely wonderful shot there from Peter Lyons. So there was room after all. That was fantastic. It didn't actually look as though I knew what he was going to do there, but to pull that out of the bag. Of course he's got the black waiting over the pocket for him. Shot of the day that for me, fantastic shot.
Again, another long ball potted by Peter. He just seems really confident in striking the ball. I think he missed one where he dragged it in, didn't cue it properly, but the rest of the ones he seems to be cueing really nice. And Gary was a little bit unfortunate to leave that. I think he thought he played a really good shot, but I think Peter had to pot that in order to be comfortable potting that. He has to avoid everything, didn't he? So it was a good shot.
Yeah, and Peter's long potting on top of, I mean, he shut Gary out from the game, really. I mean, Gary, bless him, you've got to be fair, he is playing well, it's just he hasn't really had much of an opportunity. He's had little chances, and like you said earlier, half chances, nothing really where he can get his hand on the table and get stuck in. And sometimes these best of 5 matches, they can be quite cruel, and we've seen that yesterday with Lee Walker against Stephen Hendry. Lee played exceptionally well. Hardly give Stephen a shot.
Yeah, also, even if you do play well, you still need the run of the ball, the little flicks here and there to win the matches. Even when you go into the pack, you think, I should be on one, but you're not always necessarily going to land on one, and if it's your day, you're going to land on one and hopefully make a clearance and win the frame, but it doesn't always work like that, so you can play really well and lose, even if you don't have the luck.
Thank you. 9. These are lines 9. Thank you.
Well, what's he going to do here, Ryan? Because I'm baffled. He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's taking his time, looking to see where he can land the cue ball without leaving a red on here. But this is a little bit tricky, because I think no matter where he's he sort of leaves the cue ball, he's going to leave some sort of pot unless he's dead weight on a red.
What a fabulous shot that was. Can be very happy with that. There's Sarah and Oliver Lines watching from the heavens. It's an excellent pot there. Gary was a little unlucky. He did play a very good shot there. It was very difficult where he was to leave anything safe, but I'm afraid it's been the story of his match. He's had very little opportunity. Peter has been so much in control.
Yeah, I think the reds was a little bit covering each other there. It was hard to get on a red and sort of give yourself a chance to win the frame. So he played the aggressive shot and it's actually worked out pretty good. I think he got a slight angle on this red, or you can screw directly back off the cushion maybe for the black in the same pocket.
This is sending a strong signal to the rest of the field. This I was impressed with Michael Holt yesterday, Lee Walker, Rory McLeod this morning. Of course, the whirlwind last night buzzed, winning his match. So there's a few contenders for this Ways World Seniors. It's hard to pick a winner.
Yeah, it's a really competitive tournament. I don't think anyone has picked a winner. I think everyone's on the fence of who's going to win this championship. I think everyone has put Michael Holt as favourite because obviously just falling off tour, very good player. In my eyes, shouldn't be off the tour. But as you can say, results show the season and that's how it goes, and he's accepted that and he's moved on. He's going to Q school, he's playing in this. So it is literally anyone's tournament. They're all capable of beating each other, which what brings a fascinating tournament for everyone to come and watch.
13.
Well, it's going really well. That black, I think, just wriggled in. 43 points in front. Peter will be aware that he's going to hopefully closing in on the match now, so he'll be working out in his head what he needs to do and which balls he needs to get at. A little bit straight on this black, so you have to punch it round. Oh, he's played that lovely.
He seems to be cueing really well, but the table seems to be playing lovely as well, which is helping. You don't have to force the issue, so you can just rely on your cue action and push the cue through straight. And obviously he's reaping the benefits from this, but he does look in control of his motions, of his game and everything out there. He looks really solid.
Yeah, I must admit the table does look very nice out there. It's like Rian says, the faster the table is, the less effort it is to move the balls around. It can make it a lot easier on a nice table. Credit to the fitters.
37.
60 in front, 67 on the table. So one more red, and Peter Lines is into the next round with a very, very comprehensive display.
40. 52.
Well, you feel for Gary Filtness, but you cannot argue with this performance. Been very, very solid in all departments. Like I say, one missed long pot, I think, and that was the one he tried to drag in. But other than that, very, very dominant round the table.
58. $59.
Brilliant, brilliant effort.
65.
So the red doesn't quite go in. Gary Filtness says, well done Peter Lines. It's the UK Seniors champion.